kill you! I'll kill you, Pervo! You say that about my wife! You say one more word about Marina! All right, knock it off! I'll kill you! Knock it off!
Now you come off it, or else I'll drop you, mister. How is he?
He's still breathing. You heard what Pervo was saying about Maria. Look, fellas, I'm sorry, but...
You don't club a non-com and get off by being sorry, Private.
You were all listening to what he was saying, laughing. You're my fire team leader. Why didn't you stop him?
Hey, I've got news for you guys. He's right.
Get the gunny. On the double!
Watch it!
The incident at the side of the road took place the day I reported for duty at Camp Pendleton. I was the greenest second lieutenant in the Marine Corps, just out of Quantico, hopefully headed for a service career. I remember this as my roughest day.
You checking into the 5th Marine, sir?
When they get back this afternoon, 1st Battalion.
We just passed some of the 1st, Bravo Company. And if you don't mind a little hint, sir, Bravo's the company to stay out of. Off the record, Lieutenant?
Off the record.
Well, no disrespect intended, sir, but... well, the commander of that company is a Captain Rambridge. Now, about the worst thing that could happen to a new lieutenant like yourself, sir, would be to take over one of Ram's platoons.
Sorry to keep you hanging around the BOQ all morning, Lieutenant. I think we've got something laid on for you now. Yes, here we are. You report immediately to Captain Rambridge, Bravo Company. Something wrong?
No, sir. Carry on. Lieutenant Rice from Quantico.
Follow me, Lieutenant.
Come in.
Lieutenant Rice, sir.
Come in, Lieutenant.
Rice WT reporting in, sir.
At ease. You're the Naval Academy one.
Yes, sir. Last Annapolis class. Did the captain...
I came up through the ranks. We've been having some trouble in the 3rd platoon. I smell I'm not getting the straight story. I'd like you to see what's going on.
Are you asking for a special report, sir, or do you just want me to keep my eyes open?
What are you talking about?
Well, I'm assuming, Captain, the platoon commander would normally make an...
Platoon commander? I asked personnel to loan me someone for an investigation. That's all you're here for, Lieutenant. Now, the sergeant will see you get a summary of the charges against Private John Eccles. He's the man involved. That's all.
Will the captain hear a protest?
Your protest?
My military specialty is infantry, sir. The remaining rifle company vacancies are being taken fast. And being loaned out like this means I could end up in supply, communications, or anywhere.
So?
Within the next few days, sir, there's bound to be a staff replacement arriving who could handle this investigation without anyone's career being jeopardized.
Lieutenant, I have a job which needs doing right now, and you're here right now. Now, that's very much like being in the wrong place at the wrong time and catching a bullet. You're a casualty. Now, do I need to call a medical corpsman? Or can you see your way to the door through your tears?
Aye, aye, sir.
Yes, sir. Look, Lieutenant, when you are somebody unimportant, to a nice, easy, polite knock so that I...
Hello, Sampan.
Rice baby. Welcome. Yeah, just in time. If you can loan me $5, you'll save my life. Well, I'll pay you back when you give me your third of this month's rent.
You found an apartment?
On the beach.
Ooh la la.
Where do we pick you up when you're through with duty?
Right here. I'm on something called the Eccles case. You're supposed to get me his file.
There's an extra locker you can hang your spare uniform in if you like. Have you met,
Yeah, I met, Hey, where's the rest of it?
You got it.
Well, all this says that Private Eccles talked back to some corporal. They wouldn't pull a lieutenant out of category to investigate something like that.
Oh, no?
It occurred to me, at ease, since you just arrived, that you might need a day to get squared away.
I'd much rather complete this urgent investigation and move on, sir.
I was also divisioned in one other thing. Welcome to Camp Pendleton, Rice.
Thank you, Captain. I better get started.
You'll probably find those people in the ordnance classroom. The sergeant temporarily in charge of the platoon is Horace Cap, a real DI type. Don't tangle with him if you don't have to.
Men taking the trigger housing group, you next take the trigger housing holding pin and insert it like that.
Which is exactly backwards. Meaning your lock spring won't lock, meaning your M60 won't fit together, meaning you won't live, and if I'm unlucky enough to be in the area, I won't change it.
Carry on, gentlemen.
Now, do it right, huh? And get a haircut. Replacements, Lieutenant. Trying to redesign the M60.
I had trouble with the lock spring myself, Sergeant.
Yeah, some people do.
I was hoping you could shed light on some things in the Eccles affair, Sergeant.
You have my statement there in the file, Lieutenant. I doubt if I can add anything to it.
Corporal Purvo ordered Private Eccles to carry extra ammunition on the march, and Eccles refused. It's as simple as that.
Well, most things are simple until people complicate them, Lieutenant.
Then Captain Rambridge might be mistaken in estimating there's something more to it.
In my opinion, Lieutenant, it would be a mistake not to let me handle this just as routine platoon discipline.
I'd still like to talk to the people involved. Now, if I may.
Lieutenant, I'd like you to understand this is the one platoon in the battalion able to demonstrate all the field exercises. And with a workload like that...
I think you should understand, Sergeant, that the sooner I can prove this is as uncomplicated as you say it is, the better I'll like it. Now, you people start throwing up roadblocks, I'm going to start wondering how routine it really is.
I'll be with you in a second, sir.
Echoes! Echo!
Yes, Sergeant?
Private Eccles reporting as ordered, sir.
Thank you, Sergeant. At ease, Eccles. Eccles, I'm investigating charges that you were insubordinate and refused to obey the orders of a non-commissioned officer. Now, according to Article 31 of the Uniform Code of Military Justice, you don't have to answer my questions if you feel they might incriminate you. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what's with you and Corporal Purvo?
You been talking to Marie, sir?
Who?
Just my wife, sir. Well, you know, a guy sometimes, well, maybe shoots off his mouth around his wife. That's all I meant. You know, I was beefing about how the non-coms can get home every night of the week. And, well, maybe I thought I'd make a better fire team leader. That kind of stuff.
Eccles, everyone rates you as pleasant, easygoing. There's not a spot on your record. Why was there trouble with Corporal Purvo in the first place?
I guess I was tired, sir. Corporal Purvo kept leaning on me, chewing me out. I finally had enough and read him off.
And?
And what, sir? I read him off, sir. He reported me. I admit it, and I'm sorry it happened.
You have just about finished there, Lieutenant?
Sergeant, I'd like to see Corporal Purvo now.
Corporal Purvo's just going to tell you the same thing all over again, Lieutenant.
Fine. Suppose we let him do that, huh?
You see how it is, sir. Eccles is new in the platoon, and I figured he needed some extra attention from me. And so like I reported, sir, I guess I kept leaning on the kid, chewing him out, and I guess he finally figured he had enough, and he read me off.
He read you off. That's just how he put it.
Because that's what happened, sir.
But unless two men agree on the same speech, Corporal Purvo, wouldn't you bet 10,000 to 1 against him coming up with the exact same words and phrasing?
I can explain that, sir. I mean, that is, if you don't mind me putting something man to man.
Go right ahead.
Some second lieutenants, sir, they kind of feel the weight of their gold bars, if you get what I mean. They take a little job and they try to build it into something, be a hero. So naturally, everybody plays it safe, even down to agreeing on the same words. We didn't know you'd be as understanding as you turned out to be, sir.
Thank you, Corporal. And you too, Sergeant. I can walk back from here.
All right, sir.
Still raised like an egg. Hey, it's lucky you didn't turn around. He couldn't have missed that.
We didn't know you'd be as understanding as you turned out to be, sir.
You, Corporal, you foul up this platoon, and I'll give you something on the head that'll make what Eccles give you look like a scratch. Lieutenant wasn't fooled, and he can understand somebody right into 10 years at Portsmouth.
Expert who helped us.
I'll bet you missed several meals sweating over it. A condition that we're invited to remedy.
Hi. My name's Bill Rice.
You've been talking about a Bill Rice who's going to live with him. I'm Lane Bishop. Let me see. There's an apprentice confidence man, and a very, very proper Bostonian, and what?
Like he said, a young Tom Edison.
Oh, that's lucky. I have some transistors that need checking.
All arranged. Let's go. Bill, baby, keep away from this one. She's a kook. Right, fish fancier?
Right. Goodbye, Lieutenant.
Be it ever so humble.
Well, it's wild. But we can't afford it.
Good. Now there's two of us here who are sane.
Listen, Bill, we can make it. First of all, we don't buy any meals.
Don't tell me those 3 girls down there are actually gonna feed us.
No, they're just for emergencies. Here's the real lifesaver. It's a tire iron.
A tire iron.
For skin diving. You pry abalone loose with that.
Hey, 1, we only make so much a month, right? 2, even if I knew what an abalone was.
It's a univalve, member of the gastropod family. Then there's lobster. We've got a place where they sit up and beg to be put into the sack.
Completely out of season, of course.
Add to all the natural resources, Rice Baby. Slightly cracked eggs are 26 cents a dozen. 3-day-old bread is what, 9 cents a loaf? We got a place where slightly damaged TV dinners are half off. What else does body and soul need?
A lawyer. Abalone's out of season, too.
Allow me.
Oh, thank you.
Hey.
Yeah, what?
Back home in Indiana, we used to iron our shirts on those.
So bring your laundry and join us.
Nah, I gotta get unpacked.
Yeah, you better save your strength. The chicks you met are dropping by tonight.
Hey, they really swing.
A hip group, Daddy. A go, go, go group.
This is the High Falls. I ran out of film before... Oh, look, this is Mom feeding the bears. And here she is feeding a baby deer. Or a baby doe, baby deer. Well, anyway. Oh, and here's a... that's just a tree.
Go, go, go.
And there's my little brother. There behind the tree. Isn't he cute?
This wild bachelor's life is really something, isn't it?
At least somebody brought in some pretty good chow.
It's self-defense. Have you ever had a slightly damaged TV dinner? You want to leave?
Well, actually, I have some business I better take care of.
We ran out of film here.
I think there's still time to go out and see Private Eccles' wife.
Good, I'll drive you.
Yeah, you two go ahead. We'll be busy here.
Yeah, there's 3 or 4 Bryce Canyon reels left.
Oh, swell. I was afraid you were getting bored.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.
All this time, I forgot to ask you what you do.
I go to school. It's kind of a scholarship.
I would have bet it was something kind of crazy.
Well, we have a lot of crazy fish there. It's an institute of oceanography.
I feel better already. Mrs. Eccles?
Yes?
My name's Rice, Lieutenant Rice. I've been asked to look into the matter
I
concerning...
don't think what happened is any of your business. Or the Marine Corps either. And I don't think you got a right to come around accusing people.
Not accusing anybody, Mrs. Eccles. I'm simply trying to investigate what happened.
Well, don't you think it's a little too personal a thing? He's not dead, is he?
Who?
Merle? Merle Purvo, the corporal my husband tried to kill.
Well, when you last heard, Mrs. Eccles, how was Corporal Pervo? I mean...
I think you'd better talk to my husband.
Yeah, I guess I'll have to.
You people are in trouble. The new lieutenant just got something out of Eccles' wife.
All right, let's have it, Cap.
Sir, about 0800 this morning, Private Eccles swung his rifle butt at Corporal Pervo, inflicting an injury.
It was an accident, sir. He hit me by accident.
That ain't right, sir. He made me mad when he kept yelling to carry more ammunition.
Do you want to end up in Portsmouth prison, you idiot? We're arresting him between duty, sir. It's a private quarrel. It didn't have anything to do with ammunition or...
I got no private quarrel with you.
Can you tell us what was behind it, Sergeant Cap?
No, sir, I can't.
You're in trouble, Cap. Now I suggest you give us some facts to go on.
It was my idea, sir. I asked Sergeant Cap not to report it.
Why? What's wrong with Eccles anyway? Does he want a general court-martial?
Both Cap and Pervo tried to give him an out.
With the colonel's permission? I think he's so scared he's sticking to the only story he can think of, sir.
Well, how do you know his story isn't true?
I'd like to find that out, sir.
No, the legal eagles will have to take it from here.
Well, we can't leave Cap in charge of the platoon, Ray. He'll be lucky enough just to keep his stripes. Well, as long as Rice is here, you can keep him if you wish.
I feel responsible for this thing becoming so serious, sir. If I could just stay on loan for a while, I'm sure
Rice,
that...
will you make up your mind? This morning, your whole career was going down the drain because you didn't have a platoon.
If you're worried about the men blaming you for this, you're probably right. If you feel that you can't handle a platoon under these circumstances...
That's not it, sir. The job just wouldn't give me time to...
My personnel can list Lieutenant Rice commanding 3rd Platoon, Bravo Company, sir. As of right now.
Good luck. You'll probably need it.
Aye, aye, sir.
My fault. I should have checked what was on the schedule this morning before telling Cap he was relieved. Glad S3 reached you.
They reached me just as I was going out the gate, sir.
I don't suppose you've ever led a simulated combat exercise of this type before?
No, sir.
Well, I'm leaving the decision up to you. You've just been handed the platoon, you've had no sleep, and it's a complex exercise.
I should have had time to get in 3 or 4 full dry runs, sir.
Lieutenant, you know, you could very well wind up making a fool out of yourself in front of half of the regiment. There are going to be plenty of men there that have actually attacked and taken villages, and they'll expect to see it done right.
You say my platoon has been through this demonstration dozens of times, sir.
They could walk through it blindfolded. Your problem isn't what they can do.
If I can, and if they know their jobs, then all you want me to do is to know when to nod, right, sir?
Right. But of course, that's all there is to love, poker, and politics, too.
Squad leaders, report!
First squad all present. Second squad all present.
Third squad all present. Third platoon all present. Count of order.
Put the men at ease, Sergeant.
Aye, sir. Eddie.
Do the men replacing Eccles and Pervo know their job, Sergeant Cap?
Affirmative, Lieutenant. Every man in this platoon knows his job. Captain, I thought I was going to be transferred out.
I'd like you to stay on a Wells platoon, Sergeant.
Begging the lieutenant's pardon, I don't think it's a good idea, my hanging around.
We'll try it for a while anyway. March the platoon to Chow, Sergeant Cap.
Aye, sir.
2, 3, 5, 8. Column, left, 5.
Good luck, Rice.
Thank you, Captain. Remain seated, gentlemen. Eat it while it's hot.
Wouldn't you like your own table, Lieutenant?
Now, this will do fine here. Good chow.
Not as good as they get at Annapolis, I'll bet, sir.
Also, Corporal Sandow, I was born and raised in Clary, Indiana. Religion Methodist, politics independent. Anyone have any comments on these? Okay, let's talk about something important.
Like what'll happen to Private Eccles now, sir?
I'm willing to take time to talk about Eccles Corporal Garcia. I think what happens to him is very important. I see. Then let's talk about this morning's exercise.
Has the lieutenant ever been through combat town demonstration before?
A fire team practice at Quantico Officers Training School is the closest, Sergeant Blake.
No offense, Lieutenant, but it's not very close.
This is a big production. Blank ammo, buried explosives.
The whole works.
With the platoon commander combined director and leading man.
Which means I'll need more than just normal cooperation. Anyone disagree? Well, I guess we can get to the trucks now. It'll start getting light on our way out.
Now, we're presuming this to be a village held by guerrilla forces. To provide the element of surprise, we're bringing our people in by helicopter. Covered by their own mortars, the platoon will approach the town, making maximum use of terrain and foliage. Contact has now been made with the enemy, who have called in opposing mortar fire. Phase 3. Massing its fire, the platoon begins leapfrogging into town. fire and the injuries look real. They're supposed to. You've got to learn to fight not only the enemy, but also your own confusion and fear.
They're good people, Lieutenant, if you give them a chance.
How about giving everyone a chance? Why were you hiding Eccles' assault on Purvo?
Corpsman! Corpsman! Corpsman!
As you can see, one of the squads has been advanced too far and put in jeopardy.
Go back and tell Garcia to get the lead out. Aye,
Lieutenant, I don't want to tell you your business, but aren't things getting a little fouled up?
Sergeant, make Garcia get his squad out.
Put my squad back!
Yeah, pull him back here. Negative. Hold your positions on now. Just make it big first, Lieutenant. Just stick your midway way out. Let's do it my way, Sergeant. Aye, Jim. Swindle, get back there. Hold your position.
What's wrong with him?
He has both flanks protected now, sir.
Although this wasn't programmed, it does demonstrate how to rescue a squad which became cut off. And now, from there, you see we're switching back very easily into occupying the village.
Come on, chow's on.
Aha! Wiener Schnitzel.
That's an enchilada.
Oh, come on, Bill, baby. It seemed pretty smooth to me.
I never expected it to be so real. Kind of shook me up.
Yeah, when those Jets made the strafing run, that guy got hit, it shook me, too.
You know, the trouble is, I blackmailed my platoon into putting all they had into it, and I'm the guy that doesn't come through.
Oh, it's not as bad as all that, is it?
I must hold some sort of a record. In less than 36 hours from reporting in, I get a guy set up for a general court-martial, get my commanders on my back, louse up my first assignment, my platoon hates me, and probably more, I don't know.
The Viennese never could make enchiladas. See you at the grog shop?
Rain picking you up?
Yeah. We may get by later, huh?
Yeah.
What type does Purvo seem to be?
Older, 25 or 6.
Good looking?
Uh-huh.
Acts like he's been around?
Yeah.
Kind of ladies' man.
Could be, I suppose.
Doesn't that suggest a possibility?
Oh, now that's a wild guess. Why wouldn't Eccles just say so? If Purvo is bothering his wife, then he must know military law would take that into account.
Well, suppose that Corporal Purvo's attentions weren't exactly unwelcome.
Oh, come on. She's just a kid, hardly 18. Married less than 6 months, madly in love, lives in a lonely trailer camp.
Just to be near her husband. You've never read True Confessions, have you?
Are you trying to say I'm not a truly educated man?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it'll work.
You're never going to invent the electric light bulb with that attitude.
Oh, it's you.
Merle Purvo just told the whole story. I thought you'd like to know.
So?
Well, I just thought you'd like to know.
Thank you. Well, he's a liar. You ask my husband who he believes. You ask him who the real liar is.
At ease, Eccles.
How are they treating you, hon?
Fine. Actually, real fine, honest. I sure appreciate you getting around to see me, Lieutenant.
Would you sit here, Mrs. Eccles? Please. Eccles? It's more than just a visit. I thought we might do a little talking.
About what?
How about, say, Corporal Purvo?
You promised you wouldn't say anything.
I didn't. He's just guessing.
Mrs. Eccles, I think it's time some things were made clear to you. If your husband attacked Corporal Purvo in a situation involving duty and orders, it's about as serious as any crime in military law. Penalty could range from 5 to 25 years.
Years? Johnny, you didn't tell me that.
I don't want you scaring her like this, Lieutenant.
Now, on the other hand, in a private quarrel, any superior becomes just another person. Court can take into account those things which might have tended to provoke the assault.
You didn't explain it that way at all.
Now, I don't like asking this, but there just isn't any other way. Mrs. Eccles, does this affair somehow involve Corporal Purvo and yourself?
Yes, it started when I was at the trailer.
You've got no right in our private life, Lieutenant.
Johnny.
You're my wife, Marie. I've got a job of protecting you.
I was there at the trailer and Merle Purvo just dropped by.
It's our own private business.
My husband and Merle are old friends. So that night he just...
Shut up!
I told you nothing happened. Didn't you believe me?
Hey, old Purvo, he was treating her like some dirty-faced kid he could buy with gumdrops.
But you don't think he bought me, do you, Johnny?
Are you protecting her? Or is it you're afraid someone will think John Eccles can't hang on to his wife?
I'm warning you, Lieutenant. You go spreading stories about Marie and I'll lay you...
Nobody can suspect her but you, is that it? You're so certain something happened, you're willing to go to prison to hide it, and nobody better wonder about it. Now sit down, Eccles. I said sit down.
Now tell me what happened.
Well, I'm not excusing myself, understand? But you ever sit alone night after night, nothing to do, not knowing anybody? Maybe if I was grown up a little more myself, I could have. But I miss things like movies. Johnny, remember the driving out on Highway 6 back home? And skating at the rink and dancing. Oh, most of all, I miss dancing. So, that night the radio was playing and everything, and Merle and I danced. And it was fun, so we came by again.
Nobody's gonna believe you.
They came by a lot, and then one night...
All right! I caught... I happened to see Marie sort of giving him a thank you kiss. We do it all the time back home. Give somebody a few dances and well, nobody thinks twice about saying thanks with a kiss.
Supposing that wasn't it at all. Supposing I was so scared and lonely and tired of it, I did make a mistake. Would you still love me, Johnny?
Next morning, I told Pervot to stay away. He started kidding me about it. And I let him have it.
You were right about one thing, Johnny. A husband ought to be grown up. Well, I'm gonna find out if you are. Now.
I guess the platoon kind of guessed what the real trouble was. The sergeant, anyway. And they hushed it up. That's the whole story.
Would you still love me, Johnny? I've got a right to an answer.
Marie. Marie. Oh, Marie. Honey. Oh, honey.
I think we ought to step out in the hall for a second, Sergeant.
I'd like to stay. Hear what really happened.
I'll tell you now. Nothing.
The two, hunt! Open, hey, ho!
My guess is it'll end up in a simple summary courts now. When you're finished, I'll see both Eccles and Pervot are transferred to separate regiments. Where are you going, Ray?
I thought we'd inspect the 3rd platoon last, sir, since Wrights just came from the Provo hearing himself. He hasn't had a chance to check on his people yet.
The platoon's had plenty of time. Let's see if they back him up now. Shaking the assistant provo out of bed at 2 a.m. What is the boy, a freak? Doesn't he ever sleep?
Well, I imagine he'd like to about now, sir. That was his 2nd night without any.
Hey, hey! Third platoon prepared for inspection, sir.
How much time have we?
Here they come now, sir.
Take your post, Sergeant.
Aye, sir.
Third platoon ready for inspection, sir.
2nd and 3rd squads at ease.
2nd and 3rd squads at ease.
Platoon shaping up well, Sergeant.
Thank you, sir.
Platoon, turn, halt!
Carry on, Lieutenant.
Aye, aye, sir.
I have a word with my lieutenant, sir.
Very well.
You're lucky the battalion commander took pity on you, mister. You call that waltz through an inspection? Now, I want this platoon shaped up, and I want it shaped up fast.
Yes, sir.
Just what were you trying to do out there in the combat town yesterday? You're not ready to rewrite the book yet, Lieutenant.
No, sir.
And finally, I'd like to advise you to start getting some sleep. You're carrying a big enough load of sheer ignorance without adding fatigue to it.
Yes, sir.
That's all.
Aye, sir.
Close ranks! Hard!
Thanks for your help, Sergeant.
Aye, sir.
Hey, straight ahead! Hard! 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 Dismissed!
Dan Hunt! At ease, Lieutenant. Welcome to the club.
So you just lay the old head down for a minute, huh? You'll learn.
Hey, what time is it? I have a lunch date with Elaine.
Oh, she left. The one excuse a woman can never buy is that you fell asleep.
You try convincing her it wasn't really lack of interest if she ever talks to you again.
Good afternoon, sir. Afternoon. New platoon leader.
Oh, I understand, sir. That's good.
This is Santa Margarita Peak, and this is the impact area, Hill 653. You'll get a good view of some of your own infantrymen moving along this line here, toward the enemy who are theoretically entrenched in caves against this hill. Now, on your first ride tomorrow, your pilots will execute a simple ground support run. You'll see the importance of putting out your forward markers and not letting your men get in advance of the point. Now for the horse. Nomenclature, F-4B McDonnell Phantom II, all-weather interceptor. Holds a speed record of 1,606 miles per hour and the altitude record in excess of 100,000 feet. It's powered by two J79-8 engines and has vertical climb capabilities. You men will mount the maintenance easel on the other side of the aircraft. and we'll run a double check on safety precautions. Lieutenant, climb in.
Yes, sir.
You all ran through the ejection seat demonstration in the low-pressure chamber this morning. Now, here's the real thing. So let's make sure you understand what they showed you. Now you're in the saddle. Here's the reins under the box, the spurs, giddy up, the wool. All of which you'll do well not to interfere with or touch in any way. Clear?
Yes, sir.
You'll be given a girdle, an anti-G suit, also torso harness with rocket jet fittings that snap in at the shoulders and the hips. And leg restrainers.
Leg restrainers, sir?
Leg restrainers pull your legs backward on injection so that they clear the instrument panel. Should you find it necessary to leave your aircraft during flight, you have only to pull down this face curtain when your pilot says eject, eject 2 times. After that, everything's automatic. The canopy is released and 3 cartridges explode you clear of the tail assembly. You'll feel a jolt when your chute opens, another when you hit the ground. Now, if any of you feel queasy, I'd advise you to say so. Nervousness isn't uncommon in anyone facing his first trip in a hot combat-type jet aircraft. Okay. See you in the morning. You'll be quartered in town. Transportation will set you up. That's it. Dismissed. Lieutenant, are you sure you're all right?
Yes, Captain. It's a little warm in here, that's all, sir.
Shouldn't be much more than riding on an airliner, huh? You flew out by jet, didn't you?
Yeah. This car for the Bluebird Motel, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, me too. I guess I had the normal whitening of the knuckles on takeoffs and landings, but my fingernails never actually pierced the upholstery.
Same with me.
Thank you, Private.
Thank you.
Thanks. What have we here? Little girl, is your father home?
I'm the manager.
And you do it very well. I'm Lieutenant Penosi, and this is Lieutenant Rice.
Yes, I've been expecting you. The air station called.
We weren't briefed on you.
You're in marine aviation?
Not exactly.
How did you ever guess?
Oh, there's just something about you pilots. Well, your room is
I'll get
right
it.
down here. Oh, no, don't bother. It helps to keep me in shape.
By George, it does that.
I'll let you carry them the rest of the way. I hope you'll be comfortable.
Oh, I'm sure we will.
Anything I may do for you?
Tell me a story
About what?
about what a beautiful young manager like you is doing in a place like this.
I got it in a divorce settlement.
Good girl.
Can I get you something?
No, thank you.
Well, there's ice in the machine right outside my office, and if you need anything, just give me a ring.
Oh, we will, we will. Did you dig that? It would only take 9 of her to make a dozen. Divorce? Well, no wonder. Marrying her would be bigamy. Great Scott, Colonel Cathcart, I retorted. You can't send out those young green kids on a close air support mission. But the decision came from the Joint Chiefs of Staff, so there was no choice. Sheer folly, I reiterated.
Hey, Rice! Lyle Rice! You old mudcat!
Eddie Fisk! Hey, you look great. What are you doing here?
Well, if I ever got around to answering a letter, you'd know I was stationed here at El Toro in the 513th.
Oh, it's an infantry thing. I'm assigned to...
Infantry indoctrination exercise. I'm flying you. All arranged.
Oh, no. Hey, Eddie Fisk, Sam Panosian, my roommate. Sampan, we call him.
Hey, George, give me a torpedo, will you? No, you better make it a double. I'm flying tomorrow. And another round for the boys. Let's grab a table.
Hey, good idea.
Come on.
Are you coming?
I lost a girl.
Yada, you're too short.
I beg your pardon.
Hey, Sampan. You know, Eddie and I hit an apple at the same time.
Oh, yeah? The beer is mine.
No, it's on me, fellas.
You get mentioned in somebody's will or something?
No. Flight pay, laddie-buck. Why don't you guys defect?
Oh, and take up a career where next week we may get replaced by a bunch of transistors? No, thank you.
Oh, they've brainwashed you. Hey, what do you say we get some gals? I saw a couple of spiders before. Pat? Diane, would you like to join us? Hi. Diane and Pat, this is Bill, Sampan.
Hi, Billy.
All right. Now look, girls, I'll buy you all a drink if you promise not to say anything till I'm finished talking. What are you having, dear?
A rum old fashioned.
You?
The same.
And another one for me. Fellas?
No.
Well, seriously, why don't you guys defect? Join the winners. Over a third of the Marine Corps is in aviation.
Yeah, missiles.
They wouldn't push the switch. There's too much involved. What kind of missile would you put after 30 guys and 40 acres of jungle?
Ed, are you getting a bounty to deliver us? Is that it?
No, it's missionary work.
Yeah.
You bet your lace coveralls it is, honey. How much is that?
Oh, no.
No, me, please.
Well, You better lay off, Eddie, old boy. You're flying tomorrow.
Well, you don't think I'm crazy enough to get into one of those things sober, do you? To you, laddie-buck, I'm gonna mow the crabgrass with that air scoop and pull the wings back a couple of feet.
Look, maybe we ought to order dinner or something.
What's the matter with him? He doesn't hold his liquor very well, does he? More like he was sick.
Look, why don't you two buzz up? Your nose is shiny, honey, huh? We'll see you later.
Bye.
Well?
Flying? You know, I knew a guy once. Big guy, rough, tough. He was afraid of water. He'd panic in water up to his knees. Everybody's got something. That was his.
Yeah, mine's bumblebees.
I must have swallowed something the wrong way, huh? Just needed a glass of water, that's all. Well, shall we drink up? I don't lie too well, do I?
When did it start?
Well, I was okay in the altitude chamber and even the ejection seat. Maybe because I knew it was just simulated, I don't know. And this afternoon, when I walked up the flight line and sat in that airplane.
What?
Even now, when I'm talking about it.
You what?
Well, it does happen, doesn't it?
You know, this wasn't really a very funny joke. Actually, the so-called torpedo is a mixture of grape juices and limes, things like that. So fellas who have to fly the next day and don't want to be party poopers.
But it does happen. Could a guy have a thing about flying?
It could happen. Listen, the risk factor is just the same as driving an automobile or boats. I can give you statistics.
Eddie, I told myself all that, and I still get the same answer. It's maybe because I'm yellow.
Oh, come on, Bill, you're not yellow.
If this scares me, Sampan, something else could. You know that. Isn't it just a time for a guy to find out something like that?
Bill, some of the guys at Pendleton came down with a stomach virus. Just say that's it and go on sick list.
No deal, Sampan. No deal. If I'm short on guts, I'm gonna find out before I leave this base. That's all.
It's not time to get up yet.
I knocked the clock off, I'm sorry.
It's not time to get up yet. Trouble sleeping?
Yeah. I dropped off once. Dreamed about something I haven't thought about in years. You know, when I was a kid, 4 of us built a glider. Put it together on top of a building. We drew straws to see who'd get to fly it. A kid named Toby Johnson won. So we tied him in and went down and pulled him off. Flew all right. Just like a rock. Straight down. Till tonight, I guess I'd forgotten all about it.
Well, that's great. Maybe it's like that psychology picture we saw. Once you locate what it was in childhood that bothers you, see, it left a scar on your id or something. Now that you know what it is, you can lick it.
Sure.
Sure. You feel better now, don't you?
No.
Oh, all right. All right, then flying's your thing. So, there's worse things to live with.
What about a bullet shot at me in earnest? Or a guy coming at me with an unsheathed bayonet? I've never had any experience with fear before. I haven't any reason to. It's like it's alive and maybe growing inside of me. You know, Sampan, tomorrow when...
Bill? Bill? want to call it quits?
No.
All right, let's strap you. All right, put your helmet on. Now, when I tell you, put your oxygen mask on and don't take it off. Not even if you feel... You'll be hearing my voice unless you want to speak.
Line up. Rig 2, closing on me.
Here we go, Laddie Buck.
You always pull up like that?
Have to. These horses chew up fuel 4 times faster at sea level than they do at this altitude.
Bend them up, Red Flight. Close in on me. Form up. Come on, Red 2, in close. Red 1, you can get further out. Lieutenant Panosian, what are you doing back there?
Looking down to this bomb site, sir.
Put it back. That's a relief tube. Red Flight, this is Leader. Impact area dead ahead. Procedure 19.
How's your oxygen flow, Bill? Give me a reading.
9.5.
Okay. We're pressure sealed. But on the way down, I always yawn to keep pressure off my eardrums. You can't yawn, swallow hard.
I've been swallowing hard ever since we took off.
Bum pudding, this is Red Flag, 20 miles out. Forward ground control, you have the con. Instruct.
Red Flag, start your run. We're in a ravine, pinned down. Our forward marker is past a windfall of logs on the far side of the ravine. Keep it high. You're heading into the wind. There's a downdraft on this side of the hill. The cheat mark is the same as yesterday.
You get all that, Bill? Cheat mark is the closest we can fire to the troops.
Do it right. We're under eyes.
Mashed a little?
Red 2, peel off.
Bill, get your hands off that face curtain, you'll eject. Red leader, this is Red 2 pulling out. Bill, get that mask back on.
I can't, man. I'm sick.
Abort, abort! This is Red 2 returning to base. Minimum altitude, request permission.
Aboard, Red 2. Return to base.
I'm sorry, Eddie. I'm sorry.
You're in a bad way. How do you expect to go up tomorrow if you can't even hear about it?
I'm gonna show that baby who's boss.
That baby knows who's boss. You almost took us apart up there.
I'm sorry, Eddie. I just don't want air sickness on my file jacket.
You almost got us smeared against the mountain.
Look, I've got a thing, too. If someone gets sick, I go right along with him. I was almost as bad as you up there.
It doesn't have to be you. Ask Parker to assign another pilot.
On what grounds? That I might get sick, too? I've got a flannel jacket, too, you know.
What happened out there, Eddie?
No excuse, sir.
I know there's no excuses. What happened?
Well, I was too high.
Oh, why? Equipment malfunction?
No, sir, passenger malfunction. I got airsick and I couldn't keep my face mask on.
I will cancel you out then.
Sir, with infantry using more and more air, that could hurt me, couldn't it?
Well, if it's simple air sickness or a nervous stomach, it shouldn't.
I'd like a chance to find out, sir.
Look, tomorrow it'll be rougher. We come in on the deck with napalm and rockets. It'll be a real grass cutter, Lieutenant, if you couldn't take a simple ground run.
I'm respectfully asking for a chance to find out. Sir.
Well, as a matter of fact, I got airsick on my first ride. If he wants to be sure, let him be real sure. Give him a good ride, Lieutenant.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Burns on? Flight surgeon's on duty, right down the flight line.
No, sir, didn't even raise a blister. So when I sat down on the airplane, I felt my stomach began to churn.
No symptoms before that?
No, sir, not until last night. But then Eddie, Lieutenant Fisk, my pilot, he started to talk about the flight. I got sick. I didn't sleep much last night.
Journey proud, we used to call that. Never sleep much the night before an adventure.
I didn't feel very good this morning, and I got sick on the flight. Why?
Could be simple motion sickness. Problem is, you were sick on the ground, too. Now, that indicates an inner tension, fear. That's a perfectly normal psychological attitude. Fear of a new dimension, of esoteric machinery, of the unknown, the unfamiliar. You see, all fear springs from ignorance concerning fright object. Children are afraid of the dark. Now, what happens to it when you turn on the light? Then they can see, and they know. The light is knowledge and understanding.
I'm not a child, sir, and I'm not afraid of the dark. I'm adult. And I'm afraid of an airplane.
And you don't trust your pilot and equipment.
Why do you say that?
Because you're an intelligent young man, and probably basically independent. Sheer guts, you understand, can also be sheer stupidity. We all rebel at placing our lives totally in the hands of another, in a medium we're strange to. Now, you're sick. You came to me, placed yourself in my hands. Your pilot knows his job as well as I know mine.
Could I be sick for any other reason?
I could run 20 or 30 tests in the next 2 or 3 days and find out. You want to put yourself on the sick list?
No, sir, I have to fly tomorrow. You said something earlier about fear springs from ignorance.
Almost invariably.
Could that carry over into combat conditions? You see, that would be new to me. Maybe I'd get so shook up I wouldn't even be able to function.
It's possible. But that's One purpose is the training you undergo, so you'll be able to function under those conditions. Now, I have to be honest, of course. We're all built differently. Panic is unpredictable. Here. Take a couple of these before your next flight.
What are they?
Dimenhydrinate, antihistaminic compound. They help motion sickness and act as a general relaxant.
These wouldn't be available to me under battle conditions, would they?
Hardly.
Well, then I wouldn't be proving anything to myself tomorrow, would I, sir? Thanks for your help.
Crew chief told me I might find you here, Lieutenant. Battalion needs an infantry officer replacement back at Pendleton right away. Colonel told me to bring back anyone who's completed their flight.
Sorry, Corporal Kagi, I'm committed to fly tomorrow.
Aye, aye, sir.
By candlelight, you and I are there, sipping champagne. Vintage 41 and Anne Amusant and Quelle Bouillabaisse.
I'm a vegetarian, remember?
How about a little organic booze? Can a lovely femme Boniface find happiness with a short but young and attractive Marine lieutenant? Tune in and find out.
Well, Lieutenant Panosian disappeared too in the flight line.
On the way back, Captain Parker seemed somewhat beiged off at you two. I decided to remain in the woodwork.
Strategic retreat, huh?
Well, there wasn't anything I could do. Our mission's over. We've got 48 hours leave. I'm trying to convince manager that the best use of these lovely hours is to spend them together.
Excuse me.
You sampan?
What? What's wrong?
You probably think I'm crazy, but I volunteered to fly again tomorrow.
You what? Gee, I'm beginning to think you do need a head shrinker.
I already checked that department with a flight surgeon.
No help?
No help.
You better find some. Pronto.
Excuse me, I'm looking for the chaplain.
Well, Commander Menlo was transferred. He left this afternoon.
Thanks anyway.
Well, what I mean is, I'm his replacement. This is my first assignment, and I'm... Oops.
There you go.
Thanks. Won't you sit down, Lieutenant?
Thank you.
What may I do for you? I'm here to help you. I guess I'm a bit nervous. You're sort of my first caller.
Does it make you sick at your stomach?
What? No, I only missed officer's mess because I wasn't hungry. You see, taking on the spiritual responsibility of this many men is a bit difficult. But as Winston Churchill said, we have nothing to fear but fear itself.
Sir, I believe Franklin Roosevelt said that.
Oh, that's right. Churchill was blood, sweat, and tears, and so many owing so much to so few.
Have you ever been afraid before?
Yes. I'm often afraid I might have too little faith.
Yeah, the flight surgeon mentioned that just today. He said no man with good sense goes into a completely new situation without feeling some fear. I'm beginning to see that fear serves a purpose. It can even be of some use.
Now that you mention it, yes, I believe that makes sense. But we're going at this wrong, aren't we? I'm supposed to ask you the questions.
Are you really worried about taking over here, sir?
Yes. But whenever I'm shaken or afraid, I always read from the Gospel of St. Mark. Let's see. Here it is. In my name shall they cast out devils. They shall speak with new tongues. They shall take up serpents. And if they drink any deadly thing, it shall not harm them. What may I do for you?
Nothing, Chaplain.
You mean you don't want any help?
It helps just to come in and talk. I guess I need sleep more than anything right now. You see, I've got a serpent waiting for me at that flight line tomorrow morning. Good night, sir.
Good night.
How you doing? I've got a grip on it. Hey, where's the rest of the flight? You and I are going to go up there and play around a bit by ourselves. We're going to climb to an altitude of 30,000. I'll level off, you take the stick. Listen, I think if we just get to what we have to do and get it over with. Now to go to the left, put your foot on the left rudder pedal and ease the stick to the left. The plane will turn and bank. Now don't push. Now when you're turning as sharply as you want to, neutralize the controls. The plane will continue to turn until you reverse the process. Now don't jerk the controls. We'll be going too fast for that. You got that? I got it.
Victor Whiskey 3-4. Request permission to take off.
Victor Whiskey 3-4. Clear on runway 25.
Take the stick, just like I told you. Bring the left wing up. Easy. Easy, baby, you're not chopping wood.
Can't even tell we're moving, huh?
We're nudging Mach 2. All right, a gentle turn to the left, okay?
Yeah.
Don't choke it to death. A little more back. There. Keep the nose down. Now come out of it. Okay, Tiger, I've got it. It's rendezvous time. There's our flight at 2 o'clock.
Red Leader. How you doing over there, Bryce?
I'm feeling better, sir.
You'll find out in a hurry. All right, Red Flight, impact area dead ahead.
with ground control. Come in. You have the con. 10 miles out at 30,000.
Start your approach, red flag.
Peel off.
This egg right on top of that rock. Did I get it?
You missed it a good 10 feet, buddy.
Huh? Can't win them all. We'll try the next one, huh? I didn't miss that one 10 feet, Billy boy. That's it. We're unloaded. Ready to ring her out?
Go, Lieutenant.
This is an 8-point precision slow roll.
Hey, what's the matter?
Eyelash or something in my eye. Take over.
Me?
I'll be all right just a minute. Just keep it straight and level. Where are we headed?
Just to the right of the impact area.
Bend her around 30 degrees to the right. Can't tell whether it's an eyelash or dust. I'm trying to cry it out.
I can see the field dead ahead.
Look, I'll make the approach, but I seem to have to close my eyes every couple of seconds. Keep a sharp lookout. I'll start to let down. I'll show you the mirror at the end of the runway. There's the mirror at the end of the runway. You see it?
Yeah, I got it.
That orange light in the middle is the meatball. As long as you see it, we're fine. But if our glide path varies over 3 degrees in any direction, the meatball will slide off the screen. Now, if I happen to be blinking at the time, tell me which side it goes off of.
Hey, it slid off to the right.
Got it.
Went out the bottom.
Got it. All right, where is it? Where is it?
It's, off the top.
Thought so. Overcorrected.
Dead center, Eddie, baby. Dead center.
be as soon as I get this thing out of my eye. Chaplain, what are you doing here?
Thought I'd come down to see how my first parishioner was doing. Did you take up your serpent?
Yes, sir. I had him for breakfast.
Good. Thanks for last night. Maybe I wasn't much help last night, but you were.
Chaplain, you were more help than you'll ever know.
Hello, Lieutenant. How's the complaint?
Fine now.
What's the matter with you?
Something in my eye.
You got a handkerchief?
No.
Eyelash. Pull at him like that before you go up again. You've got quite a growth of them.
Well, now that you brought it up, several women have made mention of the fact that my
Oh, by the way, I just got back from your ground forces in the impact area. 18 other Pendleton men have just come down with a 24-hour stomach virus. That might have been your problem.
24-hour virus.
Let's see, you saw me just about that long ago. You feeling better?
Yes, sir.
Anything wrong?
Oh, no, I was just feeling very heroic for a minute. Maybe all I licked was a short-term bug. Well, thanks anyway for shrinking my head back down to size. And what kind of day was it? A day like any other. Filled with those events.
Sorry I'm late, sir. I was out in the field when you phoned me.
Rice, you've been suggested as the battalion liaison officer to the committee planning the annual Navy Relief Ball.
Sir?
Come on, Rice, I'm busy. Yes or no?
I'd be glad to be of some help to you, sir, but you see, in view of my limited experience in this area...
Well, you'll have experienced guidance. The full committee is meeting in the small banquet room right now.
Yes, sir.
Ladies, please, I think we ought to get started. Oh, Lieutenant Rice. Ladies, this is Lieutenant Rice, and he's going to see that we have sufficient manpower to decorate our gymnasium for the dance.
How do you do, ladies?
I'm Martha Amory, Lieutenant, and, well, I won't stop to introduce everyone now, but I hope you see a few familiar faces.
Yes, Mrs. Everest and her husband are old friends of mine.
Hello, Bill.
Hi, Jan.
How are you?
I'm not so sure yet.
Well,
Martha,
I don't know how much time I'll be able to give. My teaching schedule is very heavy this year.
Doris, this is important.
I know it is. I just wanted to let...
Well, not just for the dance. It doesn't hurt your husband's career for his wife to be on an important committee or two.
Oh, come off it.
You know
ladies,
well.
come on,
It's absolutely
Sissy.
true.
Don't panic. We're noisy, but not dangerous.
Lieutenant Rice, I realize that you have other work to do. Suppose I appointed one woman that you could report to. Would that be easier?
I'll be glad to volunteer.
Well, Sissy, since Jan and Lieutenant Rice are old friends, maybe it would be easier if I appointed Jan.
Fine.
Do you have materials as well as men, Lieutenant? Plants, crepe paper, that sort of thing?
Well, we have some decorations here at the club. I'll have to find out what they are.
Jan, why don't you go along with him and see if there's any crepe paper, would you?
You mean artificial flowers?
Why not?
Step up.
Merci, monsieur. So we asked Sissy if she deliberately shined the gold off her husband's bar so he'd be mistaken for a first Louis. I could offer you a cup of coffee.
No, thanks, Jan. I better run.
You sure? I keep a pot brewed all the time for the girls. Only they don't come to drink coffee, they come to talk. And talk and talk and talk. We could out-filibuster Congress. Maybe I should have married a civilian.
No, I hear it's the same out there. Some of them never have all of this. Don't you forget, Barry's just getting started.
If night maneuvers don't finish him, poor man barely drags himself home to sleep.
Yeah, to a home-cooked meal. I drag myself a long, long way for a home-cooked meal.
Okay, Lieutenant, okay. You don't have to hit me on the head.
Now, Jan, I didn't mean that. Besides, I have to meet the guys at the grog shop and...
Play it safe with married women, Lieutenant.
Now, Jan, it's not just that. It's just that... Well, with Barry not here, Now, listen, I know a lot about small towns like this. I know also quite a bit about neighbors.
You could do a lot for my morale, Lieutenant. Sir, by saying that you were afraid to come in because I was so seductive and devastating.
Okay, we'll say that, all right?
All right. We'll make it some other time when Barry can walk you in the front door.
That's a deal.
Bill? Thank you. You saved me from what might have been a deadly afternoon.
Bye, Jan.
Bye.
Burned down.
Let's not forget they'll need furniture, too.
Shouldn't we mark all this Navy relief or something?
Well, what difference does it make as long as the family gets it? Uh-oh, I've got to run. I'll just about make it before my class gets there. You know, I envy you. Your job, I mean. Why didn't you talk to Barry? Explain to him. Bye-bye, girls.
Bye, Doris. Thanks for coming, dear.
Can we call it a day?
I don't see why not. We're almost through and everybody's tired.
Boy, you are in a rush. Where do you want me to drop you?
Home.
Mean you're not going out? New hairdo? New dress?
No. Just thought I'd do myself differently. Break the monotony. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Let's go, girls.
Good night.
Thanks, kids, for coming.
Listen, can't we stop somewhere and have a cool drink and a chat? Good old-fashioned chat, you know?
Sissy, I'm all tossed out. thank you, Sissy.
Well, what's the rush? You could invite us in for coffee. I could tell you all about Captain Millard's wife. They were having a dinner party for his battalion commander, and...
Sissy, please.
Sissy, I think we've cut into Jan's date deeply enough. Come on.
I'm sorry, Sissy. It's just that I'm very tired and I've...
Hi.
Well, hi to you, too.
Hello, Lieutenant.
Everybody just arriving or leaving?
Leaving. By popular request.
What was that all about?
Nothing. Come in.
Maybe I better drop these things off and leave, huh, John?
Bill, you can carry discretion just too far. Now, coffee, please. Watch. I'm gonna have the first daylight drink of my life.
What happened?
Nothing. It never does. You know something? I would rather risk all the gossip they can muster than put up with it for 1 more hour.
Well, I still don't get it. Put up with what?
With nothingness. With Sissy Van Osten. With a world where a floral arrangement takes on earth-shaking importance and coffee is the life's blood.
Well, there's no law that says you have to get mixed up in it, is there? I mean, there are other things to do.
Like what? Housework? All right. You find me some housework to do. I can clean this place in 1 hour. Have you ever seen a spotless jail? I even clean the clean.
Oh, come on, Jan, you're losing your sense of humor.
Mm-hmm. You bet I am. All of a sudden, I am all coffee-clutched out. I am all partied out, I am all committed out, and I haven't 1 inch of humor left. Bill, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to use you as my wailing wall. That's the penalty, the privilege that belongs to a husband. Just be a good friend. Sit down and have 1 drink with me.
Okay, 1.
I feel better already. Just letting off steam.
That's good for you.
I need someone to talk to, Bill. Or talk at. You don't even have to answer intelligently. Just grunt or something so I know you're there. Or so I know I'm here. I guess that's mostly it. So that I know I'm here. You know, Bill, we women start out the same way you do. We grow up with the same daydreams about doing really important, exciting things, and then one day we look around and there's just a shadow there. A shadow with a broom in her hand. The dreams are gone. We're gone. There's just a shadow and a broom. Ooh, that's enough of that. Hey, Bill, stay for dinner. We'll open a bottle of wine.
No, Jan, I guess I better not.
Please, Bill?
Jan.
Bill, we're old friends. I'm asking you to stay because I need company. Why can't a man and a woman have a normal friendship without everybody worrying it to death?
I don't know. I guess that's just the way it is.
Well, let's us not make a federal case out of it, hmm? Barry should be home in 45 minutes. And the invitation's from both of us, hmm? And if it makes you feel any better, we'll stand in the doorway, arm in arm, waving you a fond farewell, just for the neighbors.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm sorry, Bill.
worry about it. You had no way of knowing he wouldn't show up.
But at least he always called before.
Sometimes a guy just doesn't get the chance.
I don't care so much about myself, but I think I've put you in kind of an embarrassing position, haven't I?
Now, Jan, I'm more worried about you.
Yes, but you... After you, Alphonse.
And after you, Gaston.
No, you, Alphonse.
Well, it was delicious. I really should go now.
Whatever you say, Lieutenant.
Well.
Now, for goodness sakes, don't sneak. Nothing looks guiltier than a man sneaking out.
And don't you worry about it. Good night, Jan. Thanks again.
Good night, Bill Rice. Thank you.
Honey, wake up.
What time is it?
It's around 5. Be daylight soon.
Oh, creaky.
Why didn't you go to bed?
I wanted to see if I could still recognize my husband. You hungry?
No, just tired.
There's a great steak waiting. Just take a minute.
I'm too tired to eat it, honey. Maybe tomorrow night, huh?
You want me to rub your back?
Thanks anyway, hon.
Something hot to drink?
Oh, I'm sorry about not calling you. I couldn't get to a phone.
You missed an old friend tonight. We had a guest for dinner.
Well, who?
Bill Rice.
Oh, that's too bad. How is he?
Fine. We had dinner together. Just Bill and me in the candlelight.
He's a nice guy. Glad you had somebody to talk to.
He's a very attractive man.
Bill? Yeah, I guess he is.
Aren't you at least a little bit jealous?
Sure. Outraged.
Barry, I'm your wife. Don't you care who I'm with or what I'm doing?
Honey, could we talk about it in the morning, huh?
Don't have to take me for granted.
Okay, I'll be mad about it. But in the morning, huh?
Barry, maybe I get tired too, in a different way.
Honey, want me to punch Bill Rice in the nose? Okay, where are my shoes?
Okay, Atlas. You've been holding the world on your shoulders all day. You deserve a rest.
You're a good girl, Jan Everest. Now hurry up and come to bed, huh?
Your slave, master. Try Brand X. Not as good, but it's a lot cheaper.
Well, I don't even know what it's for, but it's right here in my list. See there?
Barry was sorry he missed you last night.
Yeah, me too.
Poor man. He barely knew his own name by the time he got in.
I know that feeling. Believe me, many the times I've climbed up and down those hills at Camp Pendleton.
Romance at the commissary. A loaf of bread, a jug of floor wax, and oh baby, thou. Huh?
Well, hi. It's like old home week, or a committee meeting. I saw Bill Rice a minute ago.
Yes, I saw him, too. Nothing for me, thank you. I don't really want anything to drink. I just wanted to talk to you for a little while, that's all.
Oh?
Unfortunately, I wasn't the only one who saw Bill Rice and you together. Sissy did, too.
What's that supposed to mean?
Now, Jan, before you start telling me to mind my own business, which you have a perfect right to do, you know how fond I am of you, don't you? And I don't want you to get hurt. And, well, Sissy talks too much.
About what?
About Lieutenant Rice and you.
I just happened to bump into Bill a few minutes ago. I don't see where that...
Jan, I know that, but yesterday, he just happened to drop by the house, too, when we were there, and... Oh, honey, I know there's nothing to it, and you're perfectly innocent, but... Well, if there is anything that Sissy likes better than herself, it's to gossip, and you know that.
Well, as far as I am concerned, Sissy has anything to say about me.
Listen, sweetie. Does Bill have a girlfriend?
Plenty, I imagine.
Then why don't you call one of them or find someone attractive that you think he'd like and have a dinner party? Sweetie, fight fire with fire. Let the whole world know that you and Barry are entertaining Lieutenant William T. Rice and his girlfriend. You know, sometimes an ounce of prevention is worth a whole pound of explanation, isn't it? Okay.
Bye-bye.
And one of them stopped the other one, he says, beetle. And the other one says, squash it.
No, it isn't. I hear the girls have really planned quite a dance for us, Barry.
Oh, well, to tell the truth, Major, I don't know very much about it. I've been on night exercises for the past couple of weeks.
Oh.
You see, Paula, Martha and Jan are on the committee for the dance, a Navy relief ball.
I went last year.
We did. How'd you like it?
Fine.
Bill, I've been wanting you and Paula to meet for ages. Paula, did you tell Bill how we met? Remember that terrible weekend in Norfolk? With the crazy taxi driver and the kids from Miami U? Do you remember it?
Yes, it was funny, wasn't it? How long have you and Bill known each other, Barry?
Oh, we met back at the academy.
Oh, I didn't know you went to Annapolis. It's a beautiful place.
Yes, it is. When were you there?
2 years ago.
Barry and I were married there, right after graduation. We had the capes, the swords, the full treatment.
Yes, Jan was trying hard not to break into a big grin when she passed under our swords.
Big grin. You were shaking so much, I thought you were going to drop the sword and cut the wedding
Now,
short.
come on, I wasn't shaking. I was trying to hold in a laugh. After all, you didn't have to whisper Student Prince when you passed by.
I couldn't help it. You looked just like you came out of an operetta.
Very good.
Well, why don't you all retire to the drawing room, and I'll clear the table. And Barry can put it away, and we'll have a little more room.
I'll help you clear.
Let me do it, Martha. I'm not much on conversation anyway.
Thanks, Bill.
Mm-hmm. Why don't you help Barry with the table and put your engineering to some use?
What she really wants is to have you all to herself. She can talk to me anytime.
That was a good dinner, huh?
Mm-hmm. Paula's a very beautiful girl.
Yes, she is. Another example of Jan's fine taste.
You're very fond of Jan, aren't you?
We're good friends.
I'm sure you are.
All I have to do is stack the dishes and then pray that my fairy godmother comes in the middle of the night to do them. Otherwise, Lieutenant Rice, you might find yourself on KP duty tomorrow when you bring the proofs of the dance card designs.
I forgot to tell you, Jan, I'm covering his OD tomorrow.
Oh?
I'll see they get delivered, though. I won't hold up the committee.
Well, that's that. Anybody here for poker? Penny Ante, of course.
No,
Why not? It's early.
Wonderful. Marvelous idea. Only we'll need the table again.
Oh, me and my big mouth.
Come on, Barry. I'll help you get it this time.
Hi, Jan. You meeting Barry here?
Hi. No, he's still on field exercises. Just thought I'd drop in and have a cup of coffee.
Good.
All right, watch this way. I'll try to
Steak fry tomorrow evening, Jan. A lot of the officers and wives are dropping by.
Sounds great, but Barry's in the field for another week.
Oh, that's too bad. Well, I'll see you next time, then.
Thank you, Lily.
Hi, Jan. Anything wrong?
No, just having some coffee. Want some?
Oh, no, I'm up next.
Oh. See you.
Yeah, see you.
Bill?
Yeah.
Have just one cup, please.
Look, Jan.
Want me to confess? I saw your car outside, and that's why I came in. Bill, I don't know what's wrong with me. I just can't take being alone anymore. I hate doing this, but I don't understand it.
Jan. The other wives seem to handle it all right. Martha Emery, Doris Broxton.
Almost everyone I know is reasonably happy. And I'm vegetating. It's not that I'm bored. I'm just lost. Oh, Bill, I'm sorry. It's not fair to make you listen to all this.
I just wish there was something I could do to help you, Jan.
I need a friend, Bill.
We're friends.
No. Friends don't have to keep worrying about how it looks to other people. And I'm just making it worse by coming here. Small people and small minds. They don't seem to realize that a man and a woman can be friends with her.
guess I better go.
Do you want to?
No. I'm not going.
Sergeant, take over!
I know I shouldn't be in your way here, but this is an emergency.
Oh, what is it, Sissy?
Well, Jan asked me to get in touch with you about the big emblem to hang over the doorway for the dance.
I've already checked the sign shop. It'll be ready on time. I better get back to my platoon.
Well, now, the brush off, huh? You're really serious about her, aren't you?
Sissy, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, come on, Bill. Don't be such a stick. You can trust me. You told Barry yet?
Have I what?
You're gonna have to tell him sometime. I can't say that I blame Jan a bit.
Oh, pardon me, beautiful lady. Sit down, honey.
Hey, Rice, won't somebody else be a little jealous?
That's out of line.
Well, if you want to live dangerously, that's your business.
What was that all about?
Nothing. A comedian.
What's your pleasure? Then I left college and I came to California.
Lieutenant? Oh, please, don't get up. How are you, Paula?
Fine, thank you.
I'm afraid I'm trespassing. When I was a lieutenant in Panama, you know, we had a place of our own like this.
Would you care to join us for a drink, Major?
Well,
Maybe I better powder my nose or watch the dart game.
Thank you, Paula. Sir?
Very bright girl.
Yes, sir, she is. Could I buy you a drink, sir?
Scotch for the Major. 12-year blend. The kind he orders on the occasions when he'll take a drink.
Well, I didn't realize you two had met before, Lily.
We haven't. How are you, Major Amory? I'm Lily.
Hello. Was this a guess?
I'm a storehouse of inconsequential trivia. Who people are, what they drink, what they eat. I built a business on it. No. This is just to say hello.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lily.
Don't mention it.
Well, you were saying, sir? You were saying, sir?
What? Oh. Yeah, I wanted to talk to you, unofficially. Now, the first thing I want you to know is that, normally, I keep strictly hands-off the personal lives of my fellow officers. But I figure they deserve at least one word of caution before they break their necks.
Yes, sir.
You're getting yourself into something that could be nasty. Now, I'm not suggesting that a military post is any different than any other collection of people, or that there's any more gossip than any town the same size. But there's not any less either.
Sir, if you're referring to Mrs. Everest...
And I'm assuming that your friendship is perfectly innocent.
Thank you, Major. Thank you. Is that all, sir?
There was a girl, Bill. A long time ago. Married, a couple of kids. I knew her husband. She and I were great pals. She told me all her troubles. I don't see what's so blasted surprising about that. There were women around when I was a lieutenant.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, I was flattered. This marvelous woman had turned to me as sort of a big brother. Except it didn't remain a simple friendship. I don't think it ever does.
Sir, if you're suggesting that something has happened between Jan and me...
I'm suggesting that you do exactly what I did when I found out where we were heading.
What was that, sir?
Run like a thief.
Bill.
Well, didn't you expect me?
Well, no.
Barry asked me to stop by.
Oh? Anything special or just a visit?
Beats me.
Is that Bill? I'll be right out.
Would you like some coffee or something?
Not for me, thanks.
Hi.
Hi, Barry.
Just got back myself. Rugged day. Drink?
No, thanks.
You, hon?
No, I don't think so.
Well, we've got a problem. Might as well talk about it. Get it out in the open. I've been hearing talk about the two of you. It's not nice talk.
Look.
Wait. Let me finish, huh? I don't know what to make of it. Well, I trust Jan. I trust you. This sort of thing never would have come into my mind if... Oh, anyway. If there is anything to it, I better know for sure. I don't even know at this point if I'm supposed to punch you in the jaw or give you my blessings or what. But I better know for sure.
We've been friends for a long time. Will you believe what I say?
Yeah.
What you've heard is just talk. It's Sissy Van Osten's own special brand of creating excitement on an otherwise dull base. In short, it's nothing. I like Jan. I think she's a wonderful girl. And I like you, Barry. I'm just an old friend of the family who's put us all in a rather stupid spot, and I apologize for it.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay. Okay. Now, you tell me.
There's nothing to tell.
Okay. Enough said. We'll forget the whole thing, huh?
Again, sorry, Barry.
See you, Bill.
See you. Jan?
Okay, so I finally became the jealous husband. You want to shoot me?
No?
God, isn't this wild? I'm shaking inside just because of Sissy's imagination.
It wasn't all her imagination. Some of it did happen. Coffee together, quiet talks. He even held my hand once. But he held it the way you grab the hand of someone who's drowning.
I don't understand.
I'm drowning, Barry. This all came about not because of Bill, but because of you. You, the Marine Corps, this base, the people.
Honey,
I can't do it anymore. I won't do it anymore. I didn't even know myself until this minute. But it's all over, Barry. I don't want to be married anymore. Hello, Martha. Maggie?
Hi, dear. I brought Maggie along, too. I hope you don't mind.
You know, just in case I had some questions on what's been done, I could ask them right here.
Sure, come in.
I'm sorry to see you go, Jan.
One of those things. It's all there. Thank you, Maggie, for taking over for me.
Why not? What with raising 2 children, going to my extension courses, and writing my great short stories that never sell, what else do I have to do?
Tell me, what does your husband say about all your activity?
Oh, he thinks I should be Commandant of the Corps.
Cease firing! Bolts to the rear. See your chambers are clear. All the men have fired the high-angle position, sir.
Okay, Sergeant, put them through the standing position now.
We did that, sir.
Oh, you're right. Look, Sergeant, take over here. Secure this area and march the men on in. I've got to attend to something back at headquarters.
Aye, aye, sir.
Carry on, Sergeant.
All right, secure the firing line. Release up the ammo boxes, get your gear, and fall in. Hold on, up.
That's all here and explained. My desk should be so organized.
Well, I know you're busy, hon. I won't keep you. Good luck.
Guess you think I'm making a mistake by resigning my commission as Mrs. Second Lieutenant?
Oh, I don't know. The apprentice years are never easy. Mine were fun. I wouldn't have traded them for anything.
You think it's me, then, and not the system?
I love it here, Jan. If you don't, if you're sure that's what it is. Good luck, hon.
Bye, dear.
Bye, Martha.
Carry on, Private. I want an outside line, please. Please excuse me, Private.
Hello?
Jan?
Yes?
Bill, I've got to talk to you.
About what?
Listen, I heard... Look, Jan, don't do anything you'll be sorry for, all right?
I'm already sorry about a lot of things. But I'm leaving, and that's all there is to it.
Won't you let me talk to you first?
I'll be on the 2 o'clock bus for L.A., if you'd like to say goodbye.
Jan, you're not taking time to think this thing through. You know that.
There's nothing more to think about.
Look, I'll call you back.
Jan?
Yeah.
Your sergeant told me you were here. I don't know exactly how I'm supposed to act. I've never had a wife leave me before.
Barry, everything's gonna be all right, okay?
It better be. You take good care of her, you hear?
What's the matter with you? She's leaving you, yes, but she's not coming to me. She's just sick and tired of the whole thing, that's all. You don't think for 1 minute she'd want to repeat it with me, do you?
You take care of her.
Now, I'm not taking care of anybody. You got that? And I'm a little sick and tired of being put on the spot like this. Now, I admit Jan and I are friends, yes. But I didn't make up her mind for it, and I'm a little sick and tired of getting hung up like this. Now, if you just simply listen to me for 1 second, maybe you can find out something.
I'm tired of listening.
Now, Barry!
Sir, the platoon is ready.
I don't have time to talk, Bill. I'll be late for my bus.
I don't have time to talk either. Come on.
Give my arm.
Get Ed.
Yeah! Come on, let's get some pep into it. Pull it up there.
All right, out. I said get out of the car, Jan. Here, little lady. I want you to look at it. I want you to look at it close.
That's the 4th time Barry's platoon has done that exercise this week.
Let's get back in the car, Jan. I said back in the car. I want you to watch it. You interfered with his work, enough already.
All right. I've seen the show, now take me back.
No. I want you to sit there and watch it a while. I want you to see what a glamorous, romantic life your husband leads while you sit at home being bored, poor little Jan.
That's enough, Bill.
Is it? You know, you nearly had me fooled. I almost got carried away with Jan's problems. I actually believed she was the only one in the entire world who really had them. I'm gonna tell you something. You're married to a second lieutenant lady, but you don't seem to know very much about them or what they are. Look, Jan, right now, right there. They get the toughest jobs. They eat dirt and they sweat and they knock their brains out each and every day. Not because they love it, because at this time it just happens to be their job. Sure, I know Barry comes home tired. It's all right if he eats a little dirt. But if you can't have cake, you want to quit.
No, Bill. It's not that way.
Isn't it? You know something, Jan? I'm not so sure I like you anymore. You're quitting on a contract because it turned out to be a lot tougher than you ever thought it would be.
I've tried. You're no expert on marriage.
I never said I was. But I recognize whining and rationalizing and quitting when I see it. There's a lot more, Jan. All that time you sat at home being bored, did you ever read the newspapers? Did you ever notice what was really going on in this world today? Sure, Barry's working hard because he's worried like all the rest of us. And he knows if big trouble breaks out, he has to put up his life and 42 others just like him right on the line.
Don't try and scare me, Bill.
I'm not trying to scare you, Jan. I'm trying to show you. If you can't match what Barry's putting up, then I don't know, maybe you should run. Well, still time to catch it in Laguna if you really want to.
I'd like to go home.
Hi, Bill. How are you?
Fine, Sissy.
I guess you know that Jan is leaving the committee.
Yes, Martha Amory called me about that.
You and I will be working together. I'm taking Jan's place.
I think that's fine, Sissy.
I think the sooner we review the details, the better. As a matter of fact, Ellie Holtman dropped me off, and I don't have my car. You could drive me home, and then we could talk. You could stay to dinner.
I have a new policy concerning social engagement, Sissy. No dinner with married women unless the entire regiment is present.
Well, that's a nasty thing to say. Well, the least you could do if you're a gentleman is make sure that I have a ride home.
It is an established fact that performance increases when you use music, right? So why not on maneuvers? You give each man a portable radio with an earphone, you broadcast martial music and watch them mop up the enemy.
How's that again?
Baby, you are not with it.
Well, from the way that sounds, Blaney, you're not with it either.
Good. Nobody around but people. Shall we?
The late Mr. Harris.
What kept you? Or shouldn't we ask? He fell asleep. Blink, like that. Just in the 30 seconds it took me to get my coat.
Wait, just wait. You two are going to run into Captain Thompson.
Thompson, counterinsurgency, right?
That's right. He's the GER in guerrilla tactics.
Well, Rice is assigned to him all next week.
He's just back from Southeast Asia. I hear he's quite an expert.
So's a man-eating shark.
Look, fellas, it's a real break to train with a man like this. He spent 14 months overseas as an advisor in actual guerrilla operations.
I'm warning you, Bill. Get lost. Report to sick call. Go south. Anything. Oh, no.
Good evening, Lieutenant.
Oh, good evening, sir.
Feel good to come in from those hills?
Yes, sir.
May I see you a moment, Lieutenant?
Yes, sir. Excuse me.
Mrs. Thompson, would you like to sit down?
Oh, no, thank you.
Sir, if it's about that report I was supposed to have turned in, I thought Monday morning would be all
Training
right.
critiques you lieutenant's right. They're just added pages to this major peacetime military operation known as useless paperwork. No, Lieutenant, I'm not interested in your paperwork. I don't want to read it Monday, Tuesday, or next Mother's Day. All I want from you is the answer to one question. Last night after we captured that guerrilla patrol, somebody lit a match. Was that you?
The exercise was over, Captain. We captured them. I thought the men...
How do you know we had them all? Isn't it possible there were more hiding in the brush? Just itching for a target?
It was just an exercise.
Just an exercise? It's never just an exercise. The next time you could be in a real jungle facing a real enemy. You light one match, that's the last thing you'll ever light, because you'll be dead, Lieutenant. You and half your command.
Well, good luck next week.
All right, I'm sorry. Everybody wore whites. I should have done the same thing. Here, let me. I'm sure glad you got me out of there early, though. Boy, I can just take so much of that social stuff. I shouldn't have talked to the lieutenant, is that it?
Talk to him. Oh, Ken. You shouted at him. You had no right to embarrass that boy that way in front of his friends.
Right. It was my duty. I rubbed his nose in it to make him remember. What I did to him tonight may someday save his life.
You could have called him into your office tomorrow. It's what Clint Highland would have done.
Sure. Good old by-the-book Clint. When he was the first lieutenant, I got my gold bars. Now he's a light colonel, and I'm still a captain passed over from major. If they pass me over a second time, I'm through. Forcibly retired.
Well, they don't have to. Maybe if you would compromise a little.
Compromise? Compromise what? I'm a fighting man. Even their precious book says that's what they want. Maybe I should have taken a course in English composition instead of a tour in Vietnam. I'm sorry, Marge. I guess I've just been over there too much. I guess I feel what I've seen too much.
Let's just get some sleep.
Yeah.
Ken, you can't take 38 sleeping bags out to the field and come back with 37.
All right. You can dock me for it.
Supply officer tells me you didn't sign for the last 6 cases of flares you took to the field.
Sir, there just wasn't time. He'll get back what we didn't use.
That's not good enough. Listen, I want you to sign for all gear from now on, and that's an order.
Yes, sir.
You know, I know you think supply functions solely for you, but it doesn't. If you take equipment, lose equipment that isn't yours, some other unit has to do without.
Yes, sir, I understand the theory, sir.
It's not a theory. Listen. We get X amount of dollars a year, and it goes just so far, and it buys just so much. Without these forms that you consider so trivial and annoying, we'd run out of supplies and equipment by mid-year, and you'd be conducting your training with cap pistols. Come in.
Lieutenant Rice reporting as ordered, sir.
At ease, Lieutenant. Pull up a chair and sit down.
Thank you, sir.
You know Captain Thompson?
Yes, sir.
Have you had the briefing, Rice?
Yes, sir. We'll attempt to capture a guerrilla band of unknown size during the next 5 days, during which time...
Correct, Lieutenant, right out of the manual. Now, let me tell you something that's not written there. These guerrillas will know the area of operations like they do the faces of their mothers. You won't. They'll get information from friendly natives. You won't. This won't be theory, Lieutenant. This will be a very realistic counterinsurgency situation. And you can depend I'll see to it you handle it realistically.
Yes, sir.
You better check your men for proper gear, socks, and rations. There won't be any resupply while guerrilla hunting. Any man leaves anything behind, he gets yours. All right, let's shove off.
Happy hunting.
Thank you, sir.
Captain.
Yes, sir.
I understand you're up for promotion again.
Yes, sir. Second and last time at bat.
I'm being transferred back to Washington. I'll take your fitness report with me. Let's hope it goes through this time.
Thank you, sir.
Jackie, you have the rear squad keep a lookout for aggressor helicopters. They could be reporting our position.
Aye, aye, sir.
That brush marks the beginning of the exercise area. Sergeant, put out flankers and a point.
Aye, aye, sir.
You going to continue parading along this road?
Well, sir, my plan's to penetrate fast. There's a crossroad about a quarter mile ahead that leads directly off into the brush.
And also, no doubt, into a guerrilla reception committee. Lieutenant, I suggest you get your men under cover and send out reconnaissance.
Sergeant, belay that last order. We'll halt here. Put out perimeter security and send a recon team to the high ground ahead.
Aye, aye, sir. Kiki. Sir, is a smoking lamp lit?
Lieutenant, I also suggest you have your men kick the smoking habit for the next 5 days. Guerrillas that are good at their jobs can smell cigarette smoke further than you can smell wood smoke. Guerrillas that are not good at their jobs don't live long enough to matter. Rice, get off your feet. Closer to the ground you are, the less of a target you make. Besides, you don't get many chances to flake out. When you finally get one, you should take it. Well, Lieutenant, how do you think we're doing so far?
I don't quite understand what you mean, sir. We just got into the maneuver area.
You're well on your way into trouble already. There's a man in your first and third squads limping. If I was in charge, I'd have my sergeants checking that over. If you have to leave a man in guerrilla territory, you may as well put a bullet through his head yourself. And since you obviously can't see as far as your own men in your own column, it's no wonder you've missed 3 separate signs of guerrilla activity already. See that ridge over there at 2 o'clock? Well, I saw sunlight glinting on a rifle barrel. And just beyond that point, that valley up there, I saw 2 hawks flying overhead. As we came up the road, the hawks took off, indicating that something in the area, or someone, flushed any small game into hiding. And finally, as we came off the road, the wind was blowing to the southwest. Yet the grass around that tree over there was waving in a northerly direction. Forget it, Lieutenant. If there was a guerrilla scout, he'd be long gone by now. I forgot to tell you, Lieutenant, I trained that unit out there. Guerrilla tactics. I can assure you they'll give you all the realism I promised you. All right, Lieutenant. Where are we? Mark it.
We're right about there, sir.
About? What good's about? Come on, mister, yes or no? We have to know exactly where we are every minute.
We're right there, sir. No abouts, exactly here.
Well, good for you, Lieutenant. You can read a map. Read it now.
Sir?
The terrain, Rice. Describe it. You've seen it. Close your eyes and box the compass. Close your eyes. Now, what's to the north?
North. North is that way, sir. We're in the crest of a ridge. It drops off. There's heavy cover about the next half mile. There's a dry wash bed at the bottom. Beyond that, a dirt road.
Well, that's easy. We just left that road. East.
The ridge runs that way. And there's a hog back about a mile. It runs into a sheer cliff straight up about 50 feet.
South.
South, sir? I'm not sure. Yes, sir. The ground drops off southward, too.
Any cover?
No, sir. It's a dry, open field, dry grass.
Nothing? Mesquite? Or a clump of chaparral where a man can hide? Well, come on. You've seen it. Come on.
I'm not sure, sir. I don't know. I'll check it out.
Another thing you better learn, Lieutenant. Never stand up when you're on top of a hill. That's for cowboy movies.
Matthews, when we stop in that clearing ahead, you tell Baker to pull in the flankers and set up perimeter security, and fast. Aye, aye, sir.
You sure you want to stop here?
Sir, no higher ground controls us. We have a clear field of fire. Also, the ground depression gives us ample cover. Now, unless I read the book wrong,
I can see that, Lieutenant. It's exactly what I would expect.
Hey, take cover! Take that fire team and flank that gun. Yes, sir. Go on, hurry up. Sandow, take your fire team to the right flank. Cut through.
I'm snowed. We're on top of them, suddenly they're gone. Machine gun and all.
Lieutenant, another lesson. Guerrillas know your book as well as you do. You keep doing the expected. Your stupidity will cost you lives each time.
Sir! They've gone northwest.
Tell Baker to form up. We're gonna follow close. Come on, sir. Captain? Captain, that's the second time you've chewed me out in front of my men. Now, I understand you're trying to teach me something, sir, and I appreciate it. But I'll be leading this platoon long after this exercise is over, sir. And I can't lead them if you undermine and undercut me every time.
Objection noted, Lieutenant.
Okay. Sir, my plan is to form up and follow the guerrillas who left here and see if they'll lead us to something. Do you have any comment on that, sir?
Not at this moment. Lieutenant, I'm going to go over there under those trees and flake out.
Fine, sir. Do you want us to circle around and pick you up?
I think I can find you, Lieutenant.
Yes, sir. Let's have it.
Silver Fox 1, this is Silver Fox, over.
This is Silver Fox 1, over.
Silver Fox 1, have you still got them inside, over?
This is Silver Fox 1, affirmative. There are 3 just ahead. Wait. This is Silver Fox 1.
They've joined up with part of the main body.
If you cut directly over the ridge to the east, you can drop down on top of them. Over.
Roger, Silver Fox 1. Pull back along the hogback and join us. Out. Out.
Over this way, sir. Hey, Sandow. Yeah. Tell Baker to close it up. Hey, Keggy, get the lead out! We're straight ahead, sir.
My squad is just about had it. Yeah, Keggy, they're still running, but they're not carrying packs, sir. It won't be long, Sergeant. This leads to open ground. Now, let's move out. All right, sir. Now get moving.
We lost him.
Ho! Who's there? Thompson. Advance and be recognized.
Okay. Good evening, sir.
Learning?
Yes, sir.
Come over here, Lieutenant. I want to tell you something. About this morning, Lieutenant. You objected to my being critical of you in front of your platoon. Well, it was wrong, and I appreciate you calling it to my attention.
It's quite all right, sir.
You see, if I am critical, it's because I've seen the cost of such mistakes.
I expect critical comments, sir.
Well, that's fine, because you're going to have 4 more days of it.
Yes, sir. A watchman.
Yeah.
Wonder who that other fella is.
Truck driver, I guess.
You cover us. I'm gonna talk to him. Come on, kid. Morning. Could you tell me if there's been any...
Yo no entiendo, señor. My son habla un poco inglés.
Gracias, señor.
Por nada.
Morning. Have you seen any men with rifles or dressed in old clothing?
Yes, a few minutes ago. 10, 15 men.
Where'd you see them?
There, crossing towards the river. They carry boxes.
Just a few minutes ago, huh?
Yes, as I was bringing in the truck from the city.
Thank you. Thank you, senor.
Lieutenant? Rice, has it occurred to you you just exposed your position? Those guerrillas probably watched every step you made toward that pit.
Yes, sir, but I think it was worth the risk.
How?
Sir, the truck driver, the watchman's son, he spotted the guerrillas carrying supplies. He pointed out the route they took, said it was toward the river.
What do you have in mind, another chase?
Captain, this time I'm gonna try using my head instead of my feet.
Well, that's the right end. Let's hope it's your strongest.
Yes, sir.
Lieutenant, I thought you said the guerrillas were headed toward the river. Why aren't you following them?
I'm playing a hunt, sir.
Okay, it's your party.
Silver Fox, this is Silver Fox 1. Do you read me? Over.
This is Silver Fox. Go ahead, over.
We've hit the jackpot. They probably figured you'd head for the river. That phony son of a watchman's joined up with the main party, and they're circling back to where we spotted him yesterday. Over.
Roger, Silver Fox 1. Keep him in sight. We're on our way. Over.
Roger. Silver Fox 1 out.
Well, Lieutenant, your hunch paid off so far.
It was a little more than a hunch, sir. The watchman's son said he'd just driven in from the city. I was leaning on the hood of the truck. It was cold, sir.
I see.
I figured him for a guerrilla, Captain. They probably paid off the old man with a case of rations.
Carry on.
Baker,
Form up. Let's move out of here.
Aye, aye, sir. All right, Marine, saddle up. Ready to move. On the double.
Corporal?
Sir?
You better have one of the men in your fire team spell you with that extra pack.
My automatic rifleman's walking on a cushion of blisters, sir. The other men are pretty tired, too.
Let me have it.
Silver Fox, go ahead, over.
I'm on top of a ridge overlooking the whole ball of wax. They're setting up camp for the night, the whole band. They're just at the edge of a woods with an open field of fire across a grassy ravine.
Roger. Watch them until dark and then come on in. We'll be in the same place we were last night. Out.
Roger, Wilco, and out.
They've holed up, sir. I want to give them a chance to get good and comfortable before we hit them.
Fine.
Here, sir. This is our base camp. There's 3 sentries. Here, here, and here. Now, their BARs, excess ammo, and weapons are stacked right there.
All right, Keggy. Let's get after it.
The muzzle flash started a fire.
Lieutenant! The machine gun set the hill on fire!
Race! You got him! Keep moving! You got him!
Captain, there's a fire back there. I'm gonna stop and put it out.
You can't stop now. They're getting away.
Keggy, you tell them in to break out their punches and get on that fire. We gotta save that equipment. Get going!
Yes, Lieutenant, I'm taking command of this unit. Sergeant, follow me.
Aye, aye, sir. Captain, those are guerrilla weapons. They are stacked back there, and they're gonna burn.
Then you fight the fire, Lieutenant. I'll show you something worth 100 rifles.
Lieutenant. There's a dull, exacting responsibility called supply economy. In war or peace, you waste enough supplies and the whole machine drags down to a halt.
Sir, I was fully
You
aware
can
of
lay
the
all
fact.
that out in your critique. I want your report as soon as possible. Dismissed.
Yes, sir.
So long. You shouldn't be drinking alone, Bill. It's dangerous.
One beer, I'll risk it.
Woman trouble?
No, Lily, nothing as simple as that.
Thanks a lot.
No, this is more serious if possible. Some weapons got burned, and I've got to explain it to a board of survey.
Was it your fault?
No.
Excuse me. I was told I could find a Lieutenant Rice here.
I'm Lieutenant Rice. You're Mrs. Thompson.
Oh. Yes, may I speak with you?
Will you excuse me? I've got some whiskey to order.
Would you care to have a drink?
Oh, no. No, thank you. Ken, Captain Thompson told me that there was trouble.
That's right.
My husband doesn't know I came here. Could it remain that way?
If you wish.
I know most young officers don't understand my husband. In fact, many of them dislike him. And, well, I can certainly see some of their reasons.
Mrs. Thompson, you don't have to explain him to me. You see, at first, well, if he would have fallen off a ledge and broken his leg, I would have cheered, but your husband taught me more in a few days than I've ever learned before. You see, I'm new at this business, and maybe I shouldn't be judging, but from where I sit, I think your husband's a real combat genius. I'd rather fight under him than any man I've ever met before.
The report that you are going to submit will have a large effect on Colonel Highland's fitness report. It'll be Ken's last one as a captain, and it could be the one that decides whether he's going to be promoted to major or dropped from the Corps.
I see.
One day could make all the difference. Just one day.
I don't quite understand that.
Your report. If only your report didn't have to go in before Colonel Highland makes out the fitness report.
Oh?
If it went in just one day later, it would mean so little to you and it would mean so much to Ken.
You wanted to see me, sir? Captain, I wanted you to sign the back of your fitness report. I'm just about to fill it out. Sign here, please. Now, Lieutenant, you wanted to see me.
Yes, sir. Tonight's mess night, sir. Would it be all right if I didn't turn in my report until Monday?
Well, I won't be here then. Captain, do you think we can make an exception in this case? Pardon me, sir? It'd be okay with you if Lieutenant Rice delays his report. I think so. All right, Captain, that'll be all.
You're wrong, buddy. Your first line is gentlemen. It's in the guide. Let me check.
Now, listen, Highland says to me, Mr. Vice President, the President of the United States. And I reply to him, the President of the United States. Then he toasts the Marine Corps, and I repeat that.
No. Your first line is gentlemen. Here, read it.
Okay, live and learn.
Ba-ba-ba-boom! Look, Ma, no hands. You decided who answers Highland?
Me, I'm trapped, according to the dope in the officer's guide. Highland is senior officer as president of the mess, and as most junior officer, I'm vice president. You guys both got numbers on me, so here I am.
I guess that's why Highland wants to see you.
Colonel wants to see me?
Phone call just came in. I took it. He'd like to see you right away before it starts over at the Officers Club.
Have you seen Clint Highland today?
I'll see him in a few minutes.
I was wondering whether he'd sent in your fitness report.
I don't know.
Oh, well, he must have sent it in. He's leaving tomorrow. Lieutenant Rice, his report?
He asked to submit it Monday.
Oh, thank God.
You talked to Rice.
Now, Kent, I'm your wife. A wife has a right to help. Now, Ken, just don't do anything foolish, please. If you just get through tonight, everything will be all right.
Rice, thanks for dropping by early. Hope I didn't bore you.
No, sir, not at all.
What do you want, Bill?
Just general conversation. Has Captain Thompson come yet? Excuse me, Stan.
Rice?
Sir? Can I speak to the captain in private a minute, please, sir?
Well, they're about to start any minute. Can this wait?
No, sir. I was just talking with Colonel Highland. Have you spoken with him any further since this afternoon?
No, I haven't had time.
Oh, I see.
What did he want?
He didn't actually say. He talked about responsibility, an officer's responsibility. He said that I was just starting out, I'd run into problems, each one calling for a decision. He also stated that a good officer can't be swayed by friendship or bias, that all that counted were the facts.
What did you say to that?
I haven't said anything yet, sir. Sir, I know what this means to you, but the fact remains that I don't think I'm entitled to hold up the report.
Lieutenant, what it means to me is no concern of yours. Now, that's your report. Therefore, it's your decision when to turn it in.
O Lord, we are gathered here to break bread and to give thanks for what we are about to receive. Amen.
I think it'd be a good bet. Yeah.
Huh?
That's a good bet. No, all right, no, it's 1 month in September, right? Okay. The end is the 1st of October. Huh? $5.
Well, you see, we were all sitting around this bar.
Red Dog in front, Phillips. Ask the old man if he can toss him for the thanks. So he agreed. Well, they grabbed him. They tossed him 8 feet in the air.
No, listen. And still in the air, the old man yelled, 2 weeks in hack. The other boys caught him, put him gently on the bar stool, marched off to their barracks to start their hack time. You remember that one, Ken? No, sir. Oh, that's right. That was after the Chosin Reservoir. You were in the hospital getting your bullet wounds repaired. Say, Ken, why don't you tell us what that red-headed nurse suggested to you? Sir? Nothing.
Mr. Vice President?
Man, look at those battle flags. Belleau Woods, Guadalcanal, Okinawa, Korea.
Mr. Vice President? If you're not hungry, Mr. Blaney and I would be happy to assist you in the disposal of your roast beef.
Mister, you're looking at the best little disposer in Camp Pendleton.
Gentlemen, Mr. Vice President, the President of the United States.
Gentlemen.
I'm sorry. I don't belong here. I don't belong here. I think you know why.
At ease, gentlemen.
Bryce.
Ken? Just a moment.
Sir, I took Rice's platoon away from him. The burn weapons are my fault. I should have told you about it right away. At least insisted that he turn in his report immediately. You gave me a chance to weasel out. God help me, I took it.
Rice, I'll be with you in a moment.
Do you understand? I took over command of his platoon. Even in mock battle, I wanted to win so hard I lost all perspective.
Ken, you always fought hard to win. It paid off in combat. But you just said it. Perspective. You gotta keep your perspective.
Look, if you had asked me straight out this afternoon, I might have lied.
But you didn't.
Yes, but I might have. I couldn't sit in there knowing that.
Which confirms something I always knew about you. A liar would have sat in that seat. Ken, I filled out your fitness report this afternoon. I can't tell you how I marked you, but I can mention some of the comments on the back. I strongly recommended a 3-year tour of administration and supply duty.
Wait a minute.
As a matter of fact, I made it so strong that I doubt if they'll promote you under any other circumstances.
You don't think I'm going to sit still for that?
Now listen, you can turn this down and get out. That's your decision. But since we can't put men like you in deep freeze between wars, I'm going to make certain that those that stay in are going to be fully qualified in those areas that you consider to be boring, penny-pinching, and tedious in peacetime service. Without that, we wouldn't be ready to fight when they need us. And if you don't understand that, mister, you'd better get out. Oh, they're waiting for me in there. I've got to get back. Will you join us? And now, gentlemen, our next toast, Mr. Vice President, to the United States Marine Corps.
Gentlemen, the United States Marine Corps.